One levee in California is getting repaired after it failed, causing significant flooding. We'll take you to the area. And how one state is using new technology to fight fires. And a new crew has arrived at the International Space Station. We'll show you the launch and let you know what the astronauts will be studying on board. Thank you for joining us for the Weather Authority Plus. I'm Certified Chief Meteorologist Danielle Dozier. We've got stories about climate and space we don't want you to miss, so let's get started. And with a soggy story first, even with the rain coming down Saturday evening, it didn't stop parade goers from going to the annual Mardi Gras parade in Galveston, Texas. Despite a storm system bringing gusty winds and heavy rain to the region, many people showed up to celebrate. Nice to see that. And it might not be nice to see the clouds out there today. You're looking live from our Colbert Heights camera, but at least we've got some above average temperatures out there. You can see the overcast conditions in Colbert Heights and also at Montesano. Montesano, we've got veils of high clouds and also some low clouds, cumulus in the sky, but a few rays of sun have been able to pierce through at times, so temperatures have been a little bit milder here in Huntsville than out across the western and northwestern side of the state, where you can see on our visible satellite the clouds have been thicker through the course of the day. Look at the numbers, 62 in the Shoals, but it's mid-50s in a lot of Franklin County on south. Moulton at 63, but it's 65 in Huntsville, 68 in Scottsboro, a place that's already reached the 70-degree mark today. The wind out of the south-southwest gusting up to about 20 miles per hour and in some places nearly 25 miles per hour. If you're heading out to dinner tonight, it will stay cloudy. We'll have temperatures in those mid to low 60s even through 8 p.m. So still quite mild, which means the overnight forecast is also going to be a little bit on the mild side compared to average. So you'll see the temperatures tomorrow morning early will be in those upper 50s, near 60 at 7 and 62 at 9 a.m. And again, the average high temperature this time of year is upper 50s. So the fact that the lows are there, that means that it's going to be a warm afternoon again for us. This is a look at our forecast for tomorrow. If you're out and you're wanting to go for a walk, we're going to be quite mild with 64 degrees at 10 a.m., 68 at noon, and we'll top out near 70 tomorrow with overcast conditions. But do know that it will be breezy, not only overnight tonight, but also through the day tomorrow. We're looking at occasional wind gusts up around 20 to 25 miles per hour. Here's a quick check of the forecast versus the records for your Wednesday. We'll be a few degrees off on Wednesday. The record is 75 from 2009. And then on Thursday, we're in the upper 70s for highs. The forecast is 78 and the record is 77 from 2018. So it's very well possible that we either tie or break this record. We will keep you updated. We do have rain chances around the corner to talk about, and I'll do that in my main weather forecast. We really need the rain. Meteorologist Pooja Simpson joins us now with a look at the latest on the rainfall or the lack thereof.
The Tennessee Valley is currently experiencing drier than normal conditions, and that is due to the lack of rainfall we received over the past several weeks. Now, this past weekend, we did pick up a little bit of rain, which will certainly help with these drought conditions. The National Weather Service defines drought as the degree of dryness or rainfall deficit and the length of the dry period. So here's a look at the drought monitor map that came out on Thursday. The areas highlighted in yellow indicate abnormally dry conditions. A lot of us are also dealing with moderate drought. That's highlighted here in beige. So areas here in Jackson County, also DeKalb County, pretty much all of Marshall County, and then southern portions of Madison County, even into Morgan County under that moderate drought. Now, if we take a look in northwestern Alabama, a lot of Lauderdale County also under that moderate drought, and that extends down into parts of Colbert County and Lawrence County. Now, some of us are actually dealing with a severe drought. That's highlighted here in orange. So areas closer to Georgia, right here along the border of Jackson County and then even into DeKalb County, are dealing with that severe drought. And about 4% of us here in the Tennessee Valley are not seeing any sort of drought. 57% of us are under abnormally dry conditions, 36% under that moderate drought, and then about 3% dealing with the severe drought. And it's not just here in the Tennessee Valley that are dealing with the drought conditions. A lot of us across the entire state of Alabama also dealing with this issue. In fact, about 74% of the state is facing drought conditions. Some areas are also facing extreme drought. Those are the areas highlighted here in red. So yes, we are dealing with drought here in the Tennessee Valley. At least it's not extreme drought. Now here's a look at some of the rainfall totals that we've seen for the month of February. This is through February 15th, Sunday morning. Huntsville picked up nearly 7/10 of an inch, whereas Muscle Shoals a little over 7/10 of an inch. The average for the month of February, 2.42 inches for Huntsville and then 2.28 inches for Muscle Shoals. And you can see that we are in a deficit in both cities. That deficit about 1.5 inches or even more. So any sort of rainfall that we experience is going to be certainly beneficial. We are going to be continuing to monitor these conditions and of course bringing you the very latest updates. And it does look like we could get some rain as we get closer to the weekend. So that's certainly something that we are going to be watching out for.
Thanks, Pooja. In California, recent heavy rain has impacted this year's almond harvest. CBS reporter Charlie LaPastora has more on how the heavy rain is impacting one farmer's crops.
Just starting bloom now,
yeah.
But we're looking, the next 10 days, 14 days is really critical.
This is Mike Westine. He's been almond farming his whole life. He farms 700 acres with his son throughout San Joaquin and Stanislaus counties.
This is probably the most important time for the year for us. I mean, this is when the crops are getting pollinated and we're setting the crop for this coming harvest. And that's, if we don't get it done, we're not going to have a crop.
With more wet weather on our 7-day forecast.
What will rain do to potentially affect the crops here?
Well, that's it won't get pollinated and you won't have a crop. And I mean, we're only going to bloom one time this year.
Okay.
This is it.
Pollination is a crucial component to almond farming, and farmers purchase 2 beehives at around $200 per acre.
If it's not about 50 to 55 degrees, that's when the bees start to fly. So if it's below that temperature-wise, they won't fly.
Oh, wow.
So, and if they're not flying, then pollination's not getting done. But typically it's kind of rare that the pollination doesn't get done with that 3-week window. The bees will get on those flowers at some point in there.
The economic implications of this are crucial, with Westine saying California has 80% of the world's almond production. Daniel A. Sumner is a professor at UC Davis and the UC Agricultural Issues Center director. He says the almond is a crop that may hit $5 billion in revenue this year.
And if you add the jobs connected to that and the rest of the spreading of the economic output around, it'll be about 3 times that big to the economy. And most of that is there in the Central Valley, most in the San Joaquin Valley.
Nearly 3 years after heavy rain breached the Pajaro Levee in California, federal money is finally on the way to help residents with repairs. CBS's Scott Rates has that story.
People here in Pajaro keeping a close eye on this creek as several storms are on the way.
It's always something to worry about it.
Emilio Ramirez owns this shop on the edge of town. His store flooding 3 years ago.
It was really bad because not only the flooding, not only the rain, the water, but it took us to like 2 to 3 months to come back to work.
He says since then, business just hasn't been the same.
Very slow. It used to be better business, more people coming, but after the big flooding, then not too many people anymore. It hurts a lot. It hurts a lot.
In March of 2023, the levee broke, flooding most of the town, forcing some 3,500 people out of their homes and causing at least $30 million worth of damage. Now, California Senator Adam Schiff announcing that $54 million in federal funding will be used for the Pajaro River Flood Risk Management Project in both Monterey and Santa Cruz counties.
We're always looking for money onto this because there's always expenses that are unexpected.
Monterey County Supervisor Glenn Church telling me that last year they saw several cuts in federal funding.
And that was part of that for that area. So to see it come back and get some more funds to replace that is really helpful.
He says that this new money will be used to repair an area on the levee that broke in 2023. I'm told that there have been some repairs made to the levee. However, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done.
We're okay for now, but it isn't an ideal situation because it doesn't have that 100-year floodplain protection.
Emilio concerned, hoping that this levee will hold as the rest of February looks wet.
Just a little scared. Hope doesn't rain as much as the year that get all crazy.
Last week, the United States Coast Guard was out on the Hudson River working to break through the thick ice. Dangerous sub-freezing temperatures following a winter storm weeks ago has allowed the ice to remain in place. Senior Chief Sidney Niemi says the Coast Guard cutter Hauser vessel is designed perfectly to break through the large slabs of ice.
The ship is designed to ride up on top of the ice and crush it underneath the weight of the hull. And then we are designed with a very large wake. So as we're moving through the ice, our wake will break it up even more into smaller pieces. The ship is a football shape on the bottom. The stern is rounded, and that allows us to back and turn in the ice. And then we're also one of the smallest icebreakers, so we are able to get into these smaller terminals and ports.
The large sheets of ice on the river caused the New York ferries to suspend operations at Point until the Coast Guard was able to break it apart. Take a look at this winter scene near Flagstaff, Arizona Friday morning. A storm system moving through the region brought a mix of snow and rain to the area, along with the blanket of snow that you can see there on your screen. The National Weather Service reported that thunder snow was possible. The heavy rain that moved through central Texas prompted a water rescue near Dallas on Saturday. 2 men became stranded along a bike trail after a local stream overflowed its banks. Local fire officials were able to rescue the 2 men and returned them safely to shore. On Wednesday, a powerful cyclone made landfall on the east coast of Madagascar, battering the main port city there. The tropical system produced winds upwards of 121 miles per hour, destroying roofs and collapsing homes. The heavy rain left streets flooded. At least 36 people have died, according to the National Bureau of Management of Risks and Catastrophes. This cyclone comes less than 2 weeks after another deadly landfall late January. And check this out. Mount Kilauea erupted again Sunday afternoon, sending fiery fountains of lava and hot ash into the sky. The USGS says the fountains were reaching as high as 1,000 feet. The National Weather Service reported plumes from the eruptions going 35,000 feet above sea level, but no reports of ash falling on the ground. On Sunday, gusty winds helped fuel rapidly spread a brush fire in Florida. The fire burned through a cemetery and damaged a small outbuilding. Crews had to use bulldozers and a helicopter to get the fire under control. Have you ever needed a way to clear brush? Goats could be your answer. Dozens of goats have continued munching their way across 20 acres of dry brush on the hillsides of Verdugo Park in Glendale, California. There was fast vegetation growth after last year's rains there. The city is trying to prevent that brush from drying out and leading to an increase in fire weather once it warms.
Great at the flashy fuels, and so it's kind of like the annuals. We can come in and get to reach places that are really hard to reach, or mechanically clearing is either cost prohibited or really hard to access. And the goats and sheep are great at climbing up mountains and hills.
They hope to use more goats in the summer months to clear more brush. The San Bernardino County Fire Protection District is teaming up with the company behind the water-dropping drones, trying to put the technology to use. CBS LA's Zach Boetta shows us how this fleet of unmanned drones would work.
All right, we're good. All right, taking off.
The buzzing of a drone or fleet of drones could soon be music to the ears of homeowners whose property is in the path of a newly sparked brush fire.
A big benefit of water-dropping drones is their reflex time, their ability to be in the air within seconds.
San Bernardino County Fire does currently use drones to spot fires, but now its robotics division is working with a company called Ponderosa to develop the Fire Sparrow Mark 10, the first autonomous firefighting drones that will do much more than just be a lookout.
That it has a valve that opens up and it's a gravity feed that allows us through flight to either do a trail drop along a fire line or a spot drop, put all that water in one spot.
Each firefighter could do more with technology.
Rio Chijiwa invented the Fire Sparrow Mark 10. Right now, it can carry and drop 10 gallons of water and needs a human with a controller to fly it. He says the goal is to build a model that's fully autonomous, flies on its own, then a fleet that can work together and even coordinate in the air with helicopters.
Realistically, it might take more than a couple of years, but the long-term vision is to have these drones in docking stations, pre-positioned in areas of high risk, and we want to make it cost-effective enough that it could be in someone's backyard.
The whole goal of water dropping drones for county fire is to fill that space between the time the fire starts and firefighters ultimately arrive on scene.
As California wildfires continue to pose a massive threat, Ponderosa and San Bernardino County Fire hope they can develop the Fire Sparrow Mark 10 into a tool that will help save property and save lives.
Coming up, Oregon has recorded its lowest snowpack in nearly 50 years. We'll tell you how this will affect their wildfire season. Still tracking unseasonable warm weather across the area, plus our next rain chance in the 7-day forecast when that arrives.